In what could be a positive step forward, White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan met with China's foreign minister in Malta in what is being called a secret meeting over the weekend. A senior Biden administration official says there are early signs the two sides could restore military communications. However, Chinese officials didn't comment. Experts hope the secret meetings could help cool the heightened tensions between Washington and Beijing and come as China shuffles several officials in its highest ranks. Let's dig more into this with NewsNation senior national security contributor, retired Air Force Lieutenant General Richard Newton. Good to have you with us once again. You know, both sides are calling this substantive. But my question is, if they're having these meetings, is China willing to admit or at least deal with these alleged espionage incidences here in the U.S.?
Well, good morning, Adrienne. As you mentioned, it is a positive step. It's a good positive step. Anytime you get these senior leaders, in this case, Jake Sullivan, our national security advisor, and their foreign minister, Wang, talking. And by the way, the discussions lasted over 2 days over the weekend for 12 hours. And they'll set up, I believe, what will eventually be hopefully a face-to-face between President Biden and President Xi at the Asia Pacific Economic Corporation Summit that will be in San Francisco. But there's a lot of backdrop here, as you allude to, in terms of these Chinese and espionage situations. You and I have talked at length about that before. I'm sure our viewers will recall the Chinese spy balloon parked over the United States and eventually shot down by an Air Force F-22 back on February 4th. And so, yeah, there's a lot to unpack here, but it is good news. It's a positive step, and I think it will be fruitful for both nations.
But when you look at what has been skipped, I mean, China is actually they skipped the G20 summit in India. They are skipping this week's UN General Assembly meetings in New York. But there have been reported meetings with Beijing officials and, say, Russia. So with those kinds of communications out there in the public, does the U.S. have to tiptoe around these negotiations to get them back to the drawing board, so to speak?
Well, I'm not sure I'd use the term tiptoe, but they have to stay engaged. Now, China actually attended the G20 summit. It was just that President Xi did not. China's attending the UN General Assembly in New York, but President Xi is not. By the way, that's a first G20 that was held a couple weeks or so ago in India, the first G20 that Xi had not attended. And that is rather curious. But it could also be a signal that he is tipping his hat towards Putin in his zest to, try to, again, continue to take over Ukraine. It could also be Xi, telling the rest of the world that the East is rising and the West is perhaps falling in this case. But nonetheless, this is a very good step. The U.S. expectations are low to medium, if you will, and that's good. They should always be in terms of ever engaging with China. A lot of the very sensitivities between our two nations started back in August of last year when then Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi visited Taiwan. And since then, China had cut off a lot of discussions, especially the military-to-military communications. So if we can get those back on track, I think it's good for the United States.
You know, I talked about the fact that there are different shifts, different shuffling of positions within the Beijing offices within their government. Do we know whether Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi is still going to have that job a month from now? And what do some of these moves mean in terms of the negotiations between the U.S. and Beijing?
Well, it's a great point. Also, I would add, Adrienne, that their Chinese their Minister of Defense, rather, was, in my view, fired. He hasn't been on scene for the last several weeks or so. That's one indication. Wang actually took over from the previous foreign minister, who has also disappeared back in July. Now, this is Wang's second go as foreign minister. He'd been foreign minister for several years, then replaced, and then now is back on scene. So I think he's in a pretty good position. He's a member of the Politburo and so forth. My sources tell me he's got a good relationship with President Xi, which is always very important in these high positions and so forth. But I would expect Wang to be on scene, and that's why National Security Advisor Sullivan met with him, and I believe that will continue on. My final point here is that the Chinese also in the United States committed to continuing high-level discussions over the next several weeks. Will then lead up to that, as I mentioned, the APEC summit that's going to be in San Francisco in November. So all in all, this appears that let's not hold our breath here, but we could be back on track with at least some normal dialogue. And my hope is also that those military-to-military channels for communication will also be restored.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.